Hello student, myself Dr. Manisha Telang, Arihanta Institute of Teacher Training Pune. Today we are going to discuss about a National Curriculum Framework 2005. This is included in B.Ed second year syllabus of paper 202 Knowledge and Curriculum Language across Curriculum. National Curriculum Framework 2005 in context of report Learning Without Burden 1993 National Steering Committee under the chairmanship of Professor Yashpal and 21 national focus groups was set up for designing the national curriculum framework. All stakeholders like eminent faculties, school teachers, NGOs were involved in seminar workshops. Consultations were held by committees. Opinion was invited from public before finalizing the framework. Opening statement of NCF report Civilization and Progress, which remind us that creative spirit and generous joy is the key in the childhood. Guiding principles of NCF 2005 connecting knowledge to life outside the schools, ensuring that learning is shifting from rote methods, provide for overall development of the children, making examination more flexible and integrated, nourishing the dominant identity informed by caring concern within the democratic policy of the country. The framework is presented in 5 chapters. First chapter is perspective, second learning and knowledge, third curricular areas, school stages and assessment, fourth school and classroom environment, and fifth systematic reforms. We see now these chapters one by one. In first chapter perspectives, the basic thought is to shift a learning from rote learning to make learning joyful experience and moving away from textbook culture. Equality of access and outcomes comes in respective of caste, grades or sex of the children. Sex of the children. Multicultural and multilingual context of Indian society. Commitment to the principle included in our constitution. Quality of education through enriched experiences designed in terms of knowledge and skills. Creating a consciousness of the right and duties for democratic living. Social context of education, inclusion of weaker section, minorities, etc. In second chapter, learning and knowledge, the learning should be enjoyable where the children should feel that they are valued and their voice are heard. Learning should be constructive in nature and result in generation of knowledge. Learning should occur through interaction between teachers, peers and other people so as to get rich and varied learning experiences. Situation based learning should be adapted so that the student move from level of mere observation to manifestation by providing challenges, explore and develop rational thinking and encourage creativity. A system of sharing, use of technology, adapting of self-correction system should be developed among the students. In third chapter, curricular areas, school stages and assessment, the 3 language formula should become a launching pad for learning more languages, achieving languages proficiency instead of mere scores. Fear of mathematics should be removed. Mathematics should improve the visual and representation skill of the students. Mathematics should be related to daily life. About science, the science teaching should engage the learner in acquiring the methods and process that will nurture their curiosity and creativity, particularly in relation to the environment. In social science, helps the students to provide the social, culture and analytical skills required to adjust in an interdependent world and to deal with a political, economical, and social relatives. Bringing the art, work, peace, health, and physical education squarely into the domain of curricular, infusing them in all areas of learning while giving them an identity of their own at relevant stages. Assessment should not be associated with stress and anxiety as per the guidelines mentioned in NCF 2005. In fourth chapter, School and Classroom Environment, this is focus on participation of parents and community in the learning of the child. Focus on inculcating the values of self-discipline in the child. Bring out the relevance of variety of learning resources besides the textbook like dictionaries, workbooks, manuals, supplementary readers, atlas, maps in the learning of the child. It mentioned the significance of libraries, laboratories, and technology in the learning of child. It brings out the significance of reflection on teaching by teachers as an imperative aspect for developing a supportive learning environment. In fifth chapter, Systematic Reforms, it discusses the role of academic planning, academic leadership, and its monitoring for quality improvement. It discusses the relevance of revamping of teacher education programs and in-service training of teachers. The chapter explains the relevance of sharing of experiences and encouragement for innovations and experimentation as an important measures to reforms. Features of NCF 2005. The basic philosophy and principles is adopted. Then methods and techniques advocated in the NCF 2005. Evaluation procedure to be adopted in the education as expected in NCF 2005. Teachers' role as anticipated in the NCF 2005. The basic philosophy and principle adopted. Constructive approach to the education. Knowledge is discovered by student and transferred into concepts. These concepts then reconstructed and expanded through new learning experiences. Learning consists of active participation of students. Learning occurs in the social settings. Then students learn to understand and appreciate different perspectives through a dialogue with their peers. Methods and technique advocated in NCF 2005, they are relating learning with experiences of learner with the help of previous knowledge, involve the students in various activities, embed learning in realistic and relevant learning environment, use of inquiry, discovery, cooperative learning, problem solving, and project based learning in their as a teaching methods. Evaluation procedures to be adopted in education as expected in NCF 2005. Evaluation should be integral part of teaching and learning. It should be credible feedback. It should give a credible feedback. The purpose of assessment should be to find out the extent to which the objective have been achieved. The questions set for assessment need to go beyond the textbooks. Areas like health, yoga, music, art, etc. should not be tested for marks. Interaction and discussion with the children are relevant in the process of assessment. A variety of assessment procedure need to be adopted in the education. Now, what is the teacher's role as anticipated in the NCF 2005? Use an integrated approach to learning, keep the students active and engaged in the process of learning, consider the pluralistic and diverse nature of the classroom and plan the learning experiences, try to link the content to the students' background, give opportunity to satisfy their curiosity and give scope for their creativity. Plan for assessment and evaluation so that it becomes a joyful and stress free.